Jen, you used the program. Do you have any questions or comments, or did I?
No, it's really user-friendly.
The biggest factors that that the search engines look at, as far as when they give you, you're like Google has their page rank. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a number out of 10. There's a lot of different, and obviously the higher the number, the more authority your page has, and the higher it's going to show in the rankings. There's a lot of different factors that are rolled into that ranking and how you get it. But one of the biggest ones is getting high quality links from other sources, relevant sources. So, for example, if you ran a press release about something and CNN picked it up and Fox News picked it up and they linked back to your site, those sites have so much authority and they've been around so long. And if you get a link from a place like that, the search engine is going to say, hey, they must be an authority on auto parts or an authority on real estate. We'll give them some higher page rank to their site to show up higher in the searches. And so what you want to try to do is just like we're doing here, getting more links out. You want to keep trying to get your link out to more to relevant sources and places with higher page rank. So if you post links on sites with higher page rank, those are going to send some page rank juice up to your site and raise the ranking. Is try to get your links out from other sources that have a higher page rank. And so one of the strategies that we do is go and find what they call directories. Those are they're older sites. They've been around for a long time, but they're still kind of relevant, because what it does is it lets you categorize your site. So if you're selling auto parts, they'll have a directory, and it'll cars, used auto parts, and then a list of used auto parts companies or whatever. And so you go and you find these directories with high page ranks to list your site, and you list on all these sites, and that's just part of the strategy of getting more backlinks to your site. And the higher the page rank, the more they're going to send to you and increase your page rank. I kind of have a list of the directories that I use, but you can just type in high page rank directories, and there's plenty of lists out there. Let's see. So you have this big long list, and you see they have a page rank here. And so what I just do is.
Have you explained what page rank is?
Yes. Okay. Like I said, part of the strategy would just be going to these places and listing, and not all of them are going to be relevant or even there anymore, because some of these lists are a little bit older. But obviously, DMOZ is the biggest directory, and it's got a page rank of 9. It can take 3 months to get listed there, or not even at all.
What is that? I've never even heard of it either.
Of what? DMOZ. It's a directory that's been around forever, and it's owned by Yahoo now, but it's like I said, the directories, they just categorize all kinds of different websites and companies, and you can put your list in there. Some of them are easy to get into, some of them aren't. Some of them you have to pay to get into, some of them are free. So we can look at maybe listing some of these. I know this one, Jade, is pretty easy to get into. And like I said, I just go on Google and search for that list, and then you can kind of compile a list of those. And I've submitted to a lot of these, so I kind of keep a list of the ones that I know will approve me and the ones that won't.
That will approve you?
Right. Because you submit your site,
and
some of them will list your site right away, or after a couple days or whatever.
Why would they not approve you?
Because most of these, the directories that have high page rank, which are the ones you want to list on, most of them are reviewed by humans. So it's not like you submit it and then the website just adds you. It'll go to a queue, and someone will look at it and make sure you're legit, or you're not trying to spam or trick or anything like that. And just some of them, like the DMOZ, they get so many requests on a daily basis, it can take 3 months to get someone to look at it and approve you. And some of them, maybe they're just not accepting anything anymore or whatever, but you don't get accepted. So, but I know this one does. So we'll kind of walk through this one just so you kind of get the idea. It's really easy. And I'll do the.
I'm going to be the blonde here. I don't really think I'm getting the whole concept.
The concept, it's part of a bigger strategy, like you said. And what kind of determines where you place in the search results is your page rank is one of the biggest factors. And like I said, that's a number out of 10. So if All Import, their website has a page rank of 6 out of 10, and Late Model Import has a page rank on their site of 2 out of 10, and someone types in Nissan front fender, whose site's going to show up higher? Probably All Imports, because they have a higher page rank, which means it's part of several different factors, but they're seen by Google as a more authoritative source.
I understand all that.
So what I'm getting at is the way to get your page rank up. One of the strategies is getting backlinks from other sites with higher page rank.
Got it.
And the directories, these have high page rank, and they provide you that backlink.
So let me see if I can articulate this. Directories originated before Google.
Okay.
Okay. In the old days, before we had Google's supercomputers, if you wanted to find a car part, you went to a server that had a directory that listed car part companies.
Okay.
Okay? Because there was no computer that could index the whole internet.
Yeah.
So those directories have been around a long time, 15 years, 20 years maybe, 15 or 20 years. And then along the way, specialized directories hopped up, doctors' directories. Like if you wanted medical supplies and you were a doctor, there's probably a directory you can go to. You don't use Google as your browser.
Yeah.
You use the directory as your browser to go and look, or as your site to go and look for a given product.
Okay.
Okay. Now, nowadays, what's happened is, how will you find a site with 1,000 pages? You don't have to find it. Google will find it. We've been discussing that. The whole meeting's all about Google.
Yeah.
You don't need a directory to find it.
Yeah.
Putting a link on a directory helps you none at all relative to finding a part. Because Google will crawl the page.
Yes.
But Google crawls all pages on the internet. Virtually all pages. Within a month's time, they will have crawled all the pages. Some pages, like CNN News, they crawl every 30 minutes. Okay. Other pages, like ours, they might crawl every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Other pages where the sites are dormant and haven't had any new content added in 5 years, they crawl once a month at best.
And then okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. And because I have a little bit different strategy than Josh, and I let him explain his, and I'll explain mine, and there's some merit to both probably. What does happen though is Google, because your site has links with authority, and authority is defined in a lot of ways. Age, not just page rank, age is important as well. How many pages they have, how many links they have, so on and so on. Because your site has backlinks that have good authority, Google gives your site more authority. So now all of a sudden the chances you will be found, your site will be found, are greater because you have links from sites that are greater, that have good page rank. So the reason we go find directories and then register ourselves with the directory is because then the directory will put a link up that says, for car parts, go here. Google will crawl that, find that, follow that link to our site, and they will know that we have those. Now, out of all the salvage yards in Fort Worth, how many of them do you think are going out there, finding directories, registering, and getting backlinks?
Probably none.
Probably none.
Yeah.
That's a fair answer, I think. For a Chef Point Cafe, not very many restaurants. We don't have to beat all the salvage yards. We only have to beat the ones that are doing things better than us. Not very many realtors are doing this either. So, if we do this just a little better than everybody else, and we do the alt tags just a little bit better than us, and we do all these things a little bit better, then the chances we will show up are better. So that's why we want directories.
And to kind of go with what Ron just said, we can't just email CNN and say, hey, can you write a story about us and put a link? So we have to go and find these sources, and directories are some of the some of the easiest places to get those links. And so it's just part of that strategy. And like Ron said, most people don't really use directories.
Yeah.
You don't go to a directory to find something. You just type in Google. But Google will search that directory, and it'll follow those links, and it sees it has a link coming to us. And so that just, as a whole, it helps increase our page rank and give us a little bit of authority. So it's part of a bigger picture. But some of these are a lot easier. This one's really easy. You just punch